And we're live, I think. I mean, my phone just buzzed, as it always does every week, to tell me that I am live streaming, despite the fact that I've just clicked all of the buttons to do it. How is everybody? Is there anybody watching? I didn't check the page. There have been no comments come through yet. Ah, hello Ben. How are you? 7 watching. Oh, hello guys. How are you people doing? I just fried my dad's 3570K, or yeah. Wow. Good luck. How did you fry it? Were you overclocking it? Like, what's the story there? We need details. Goddammit. But no, hello. Hello, Hussein. Hello, Ben. Glad you're good. How are you, Hussein? You want to flip a table? Why do you want to flip a table, Ben? So to tell you about my week, it's been weird. I've been busy, sort of. Not really, give or take. But I'm stupidly ahead as usual, and that kind of means that I don't really have much to do. I've got a couple of things that I can do, but there's not. Nope. I've got 2 things that I need to do but aren't on the schedule, so I have no idea when they're gonna happen. I guess I need to push that back. I guess. Hello, Mikey. How are you? What would you like to see first? A Thermaltake all-in-one water cooler, or a or this? Here's one I made earlier. The Vortex G25 from MSI. What would you like to see first? This reviewed, or I mean, when I say first, I'm literally talking about 3 weeks from now. But yeah, would you like to see this, which is a ridiculously small PC, or the cooler? Mikey says cooler. Okay, cool. Casper, our SteelSeries best. Well, I do use a SteelSeries Rival 310 as my gaming mouse, but I also use a Logitech MX Master as my normal mouse, and I use a Cooler Master keyboard as my keyboard, and I use Logitech speakers and a Steam controller and a Razer speaker, and I don't know. No, they're not the best, but they're not bad. Oh dear. Yeah, what do you mean for what? Like cooler? Cooler? Seriously, don't make coolers. For headsets, for mice, for keyboards, for like everything, because they're not going to be best at everything. You broke it at 1.275 volts. That's pretty low, isn't it? I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's really quite low for a 3570K. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my Ryzen chips. I know that Ryzen's completely different architecture from a completely different company, but to give perspective, my Ryzen chips running at 1.38 volts. I'm pretty sure that the I think that's a 7700K. So that I'm pretty sure that's running at like 1.2, 1.3 volts as standard, like from stock. So I'm pretty sure that the Vmax for that is 1.45 or 1.5 volts, depending. So yeah. Also, this turned up today. I don't really know why, but it did. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's just Cooler Master, Jesus Christ, Andrew. Sorry, I'm high on painkillers. Actually, I kind of wish I was. I'm just in pain. These are cool. Yeah. Good. Any news on when Ryzen 2 will release? No. AMD will not talk about that until it's basically already released. So you'll probably know before I do. Here's me on a FireWire keyboard. Yeah, I know. How do you explain to your dad? Well, I mean, how did you like? What was the situation where you were like did you genuinely go to him and say like, hey, I'm gonna get you extra performance, or were you like, can I borrow your PC? Fiddle. Ah, it's fucked. Like, what was the story there? Because that matters quite a lot. Sean, I've never used one. I'm not really someone who is all that interested. So yeah, I guess it's kind of cool. Thomas, option 2, so you kind of said, hey, can I borrow your PC, and then you fiddled it, and then it kind of blew up. Right, okay, so that's a problem. I don't know. Good luck. I hope you have some money in your bank account. Hello, Asbo. How are you? And I like your typo there. I'm sure you definitely meant that. Okay. So, you're gonna buy him a 2600K. Won't work in the same board though, will it? So, check that. I can't read. That's funny because the next comment, the comment that literally just came in says, dude, can you read? No. So yeah, Corsair 900D, worth it. Should I get a GPU? But is it worth it, or should I get just get a GPU but plan on water cooling soon? What GPU do you currently have? What case do you currently have? And when you say you plan on water cooling, are you planning on water cooling your graphics card too? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is the yeah, it's the 16th here. Yep. Although Aaron kindly points out that there are different time zones in the world, and he may be in one of the ones where it is the 17th, but whatever. Also, Aaron asked, see the new Windows 10 update increases my boot time from 16... It decreased your boot time from 16 seconds down to 7? Is that on an old hard drive as well? Really? Because, like, I mean, my boot time is in the, like, 20 seconds, and I have 2 SSDs. Not that Windows is installed on both of them, but still, I have an SSD boot drive, so yeah, that's confusing. I mean, a lot of the time difference is to do with just like how Windows loads the files and stuff. But yeah, you're trying to be satire. Okay, fair play. Should you get a 1070 or Vega 56? So depends what price both are. Right now, a Vega 56 can be overclocked or BIOS flash to be basically a 64, and then it's a pretty interesting card. The 1070 is just a pretty like standard good card. You'll see many more benefits if you play like Vulkan games with the Vega 56. So right now that is basically just Doom. So yeah. Give or take, but with obviously with older games and anything that uses DX11, you'll probably see better performance with a 1070 than with the Vega 56. Also, 1070 might draw less power and might be a bit cooler too, so depends what you fancy. So Aaron has a Source 530, case has 1 SSD for OS, 5 hard drives. Okay, fair play. R9 390, so to 1070 or 1080 along with water cooling the GPU at a much later date. Right, gotcha. So yeah, personally, what's the Source 530? What is the Source ZXT That's the one. What does that one look like again? What's good, Liam? I'm glad you're here. Okay, and so I take it because you have five hard drives in it, you've got most of the drive cages in there, because it looks like you can remove them, but looks like they're also pretty, like, they're going to be a necessity for you. So it's not a terrible case. The 900D is freaking massive. Like, it's genuinely huge. I haven't reviewed one, but it's impressively large. So kind of depends if you want to take up a quarter of your room with it. But yeah, I would probably go with the GPU just because that's what you're gonna see more of a benefit from. And yeah, personal opinion, but depends what you feel about the case. Andrew, I wish the Bitcoin miners would stop buying up all the mid-range cards. I just want to build my first rig. So I think that there are a lot of used cards on stuff like eBay that have basically just been used for mining for like 24/7 for like 2 months and then get, like, you know, flushed to eBay. So you could pick one of those up fairly cheap, but I think especially I can't tell you exactly what cards, but starting on Monday, there's going to be some pretty interesting deals from people like Overclockers UK. I do have the full list of their deals. I can't tell you what they are because they're under NDA until the time that they lift, but nonetheless, the stuff and boobs, that's going to be quite cool, so stick around on the 20th. There'll be a couple of links on my Twitter throughout the day, throughout the 20th, for new deals that are coming up. And Black Friday, if you're going to buy stuff anyway, Black Friday week, because apparently it's a week now, it's going to be a pretty good time to do it. Yes, most are in there. That's why I need a MOBO with 6 statas for play. You like it big, wink wink. Think you know the power of the GPU first, no worries. Yeah, that's that'd be my main thought, yeah. And track days with James, most of my boot time comes from posting. Yeah, that's also quite a thing as well. Is anyone doing deals on Vega that you've heard about? Yes, Overclocks UK. I can't tell you what deal though, but there's some pretty good ones. It ranges from minuscule difference to a sizable, like, double digits percentage difference in price. So yeah, it's good. Depends what card you go for though. Want to send me an email for Strix 1070. Yes, check my Twitter on Monday at, where's Hootsuite gone? I don't know what. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I should be able to tell you. Hee. Yeah, check. When did I schedule that for? 8:25 AM. There you go. 8:25 AM on Monday morning. That is where you will find a decent enough deal on a card. Hello Steve, how are you? And yes, MDS clockers, check Twitter Monday. So how is everyone anyway? We got 17 concurrent viewers. That's nice. Yeah, how is everybody? How's your week been? How's your fun times been? Yeah, as I was saying, I've had a bit of a weird week personally, just because I've got stuff to do, but I have to pace myself, otherwise I just won't have anything to do for like 3 weeks and then I'll cry. Good, glad you're fine. You think you need to work on ASUS, you will find a job on ASUS. They will give any job for you. I'm kind of happy being pretty solo. I like being able to get all the tech, not just ASUS tech. So yeah, I'm okay. Hope I'm doing well. Yeah, I had a gastroscopy on Wednesday, I think. What day is this? No, Tuesday. I had a gastroscopy on Tuesday. It was horrific. They just numbed your throat and then stick a big camera down it. And it's like, quite literally. Just have to have like a little suction cup in your mouth that like sucks everything up. It's not very nice. Mildly traumatizing. You just got home from the theatre where you went to see Elf the Musical. Nice, nice. Any good? Worth a watch? Not that I'm someone who watches musicals. Where am I from? I'm from Scotland. I live in England. So, UK. Or GB. Hence TechteamGB. You know, Tech Team Great Britain. Because we're in the UK. Well, I'm in the UK. Homework that will never have anything to do with anything I want to do in life. Yeah, that sounds pretty much like all of school. I thought I was following you, but now I was only following mine. How disappointing. Okay, fair play, Matt. Matt, right? MDS, Matt. Am I going mad? I could be. Anyway, nice. That's cool. I think I've been a couple of times, but I was probably fairly young, so probably didn't have any sort of understanding of anything. Awesome. I'm not going mad. Cool. Also, Aaron said, week's been long, time's been dragging, I've nothing to do, been waiting for Friday. Damn, do you, like, is your job that boring? And if so, I mean, for me, like, the week does kind of drag along a bit, but it's often really just because I don't have enough to do, which is somewhat my own fault and somewhat my own fault. You're ordering parts this week, Liam. Nice. Are you still planning on ordering them from the US? Because have you found someone else that has ordered from the US with whatever service you're talking about? Because again, I don't like they might be able to get here, but I don't know that it'll be any cheaper. Where's Ishmael at? He's normally here by now. He's not in the Discord. Oh well. Love him anyway. What are we doing? Yeah, so I don't know how many people were here earlier, but I got this in the post today. I don't really know why I got it, but like, especially like I'm mostly confused because it has the ISO or the non-ISO layout enter key and like hash key and stuff. So the ISO layout key is nice and big and chunky for the enter key, but this one isn't, and I'm just really confused as to why I have the US layout one. But yeah, otherwise they're really cool. Like they one moment please. They're like the actual keycaps are really nice. Like they're double shot. You want to see? Can I? Nope. This camera will not autofocus on the tiny keycap. But yeah, these are cool. They're actually properly double shot as well. Like there's actually two proper kinds of plastic here. There's the PBT on the front, and then there's the more standard plastic on the back that's see-through, and then they've had etched in the center. So it is nice. As you can see, he's a pro at cameras. Yeah, I'm only a pro at cameras that I can actually like do stuff with. This one's just, you know, point and shoot. Thomas, you like that layout more? Fair play. Are you in the UK or are you somewhere else in the world? I'd be interested to know. For some reason, I began to hate Corsair and Razer keyboards. Basically anything with a gaming badge. Those Reddit guys were nuts. Fair play. I quite like the Killmaster ones personally. It's one that I use personally. I do have a K95 upstairs, but so that's probably why you like that layout versus this one, just because that's what you're used to. I'm used to this, so having that, and especially considering that the Corsair keyboards I have just don't fit that. Like those keys will not fit on a Corsair keyboard that I have, so it's weird. Where can you get my jacket? Well, I'm trying to sort of semi-hide it, but it's a Cooler Master jacket. It also happens to have a Noble Chairs pin on it because Steve. Yeah, I got it because Cooler Master love me. And I don't know where they got it. I would kind of like to remove this so that I can wear it in videos, because as you can tell by the fact that I'm wearing it, it's ridiculously comfy. When Intel i11 will to be sold? Probably never, because that's not quite how Intel works. They only created the i9 because they screwed up their own product tier system, and ended up creating a class of processors that were better while not having different nomenclature. So they kind of cried about it and made a new one. You're sponsored without knowing, yeah. Well, sponsored implies that I like actually get something, like get money or whatever. Ornata, literally $100 USD membrane keyboard. Yeah, look at the Rocat Skelter. I've got one upstairs, and Jesus Christ, that's like a $150 keyboard, and it's mechanical. It's membrane, and you're just like, what? Hello, Hongang. I probably butchered your name. I apologize, but hello. How are you? Also, it's Supreme Master Race, to answer your previous question. Yes, I do. No. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, I'm just reading a lot of books about pain and stuff. That's the other thing that I'm doing. I have this one too, and this one too, and this one. Many pain. Yeah, the only thing that I've done recently is I put the power button on the underdesk PC, and I'm really happy with it because you can just push it and it like magically turns on. It's beautiful. It's really useful. Only thing is that the jumper cables that I use for it are a little bit short, like a little bit, but it's fine. Why are Sennheiser using gold for headsets? What do you mean, gold-plated connectors, or what? Like, what do you mean? Gold color? Like, I don't know what you mean. Please clarify. Your membrane keyboard is a pretend mechanical and cost you £30. Okay, fair play. I mean, I like the, what was it? I've tried a pretend. Oh yeah, it's the Ornata. That's the one. Do I still have that somewhere? I might have that somewhere. The Ornata that has like fake tactile, like fake clicky membrane switches, and it's really weird because you don't get the benefit. Like, you basically get the downside of mechanical switches and the downsides of membrane, and none of the benefits. So, you need it for both gaming and photo editing, so you don't really want it mechanical. Why not? I mean, personally, I use this mechanical brown keyboard, like Cherry MX brown keyboard, for editing and for gaming and for web browsing and for, you know, typing and all that jazz, and it's much nicer personally. I really like it. The keys are too high. yeah, that's going to differ from keyboard to keyboard, so it depends which keyboard you tried. Because, for example, the Razer Black Widow Chroma X has really, really tall keycaps, but for like this one, the Cooler Master Master Keys Pro L, it's pretty like relatively low profile. You can get mechanical scissor switches now as well, which is quite cool. Back up. So Sennheiser's using golden USB. That's marketing. It's kind of lies anyway, because the so hold on. Where's the USB cable? Right. Here's a lesson. So we have USB cable. Inside the USB cable, in there, you should just about be able to see it. There's 4 pins in there, right? Now those are probably already gold plated or copper, right? Either way, perfectly good conductors. The outside bit, which as you can see on this cable, is just steel or aluminium, probably steel, because it's probably magnetic. I don't have a magnet here, but it's probably steel. But that doesn't. This has no connection. It literally this acts as a accidental grounder. If there is any ridiculous overcurrent amount or something stupid, this grounds the connection, and that's it. There's no data, there's no power, there's no nothing that gets transferred through this casing. So when you have a Razer keyboard, or when you have a Sennheiser headset, or anything else that has a golden bit of this, that is just added stupid expense to look cool, because that's it. Thomas, thank you. I'm glad you like Maxim. Let's go back up. Your favourite burn switches. Nice one. Aaron knew you had something to ask. Where can I get the wire for the PSUs along with the male ATX and female connectors, as I want to get into cable modding? Who do I... It's a tough one because I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure that you can get eBay, eBay ones. But yeah, what was it? There's a load of modding websites, and for some reason none of them have come to mind. You should be able to just like unpick if you get the cable the PSU modding tools. You should be able to unhook all of the connections so that you can keep the original PSU connections. Yeah, Liam, yes, Cable Mod will do what he wants to do, but he wants to do it himself. So that's not going to be effective. So Matt, just to mention, so Aaron, yes, I can't remember off the top of my head, I apologise. Pester me on Twitter or something, and I'll at someone that can actually help you. Sorry, Matt, it's actually, most of it is going on for the entire week, so most of it starts on Monday and will run until Friday, I think, or maybe even further. Yeah, it's a bit mad. Swag comes at a price. I'm not as tired as last time. No, although I'm still iffy on energy level. My neck hurts a lot, and throughout the day my knees and back and everything else, shoulder hurt quite a lot. So. Nice gaming gold is for better conductivity. Yes, on the surfaces that conduct. Nice gaming. You have a G Pro itself, and it's enough to make the Roma Gs are not that much of a deal breaker. Would recommend the Master Key lineup from Killmaster though. Yeah, so I actually kind of enjoy the Roma Key switches. I had the G910 for a while, and I really liked that. Like, it was a really nice
keyboard, and I switched to it main keyboard for a while, and then I ended up getting this one, and I was happy. But yeah, Master Keys Pro L is what I personally use. Brimfin, I've been watching your channel since you had a mention on Pulse Hardware. Question: what monitor would you recommend? Asus PG279Q or Dell S217DG. So I don't have any experience with the Dell monitors. I'd love to, but I don't. Nice Game was saying IPS versus TN isn't obvious. So if the Dell monitor is TN, then probably the PG279Q. Only thing to mention with the PG279Q is there's been a lot of QA or quality issues with backlight bleed. I think they've tried to sort it, but yeah, just bear that in mind, and potentially expect to have some backlight bleed. It's kind of synonymous with IPS panels anyway, so yeah. Also, Liam, you asked would I rather be sponsored by ASUS Strix or Gigabyte Aorus? Well, for like 2 years I was sponsored by Gigabyte, and that only actually stopped because of a sort of rebuild of their entire marketing infrastructure. So yeah, I don't mind. I do sponsor projects with both of them now, so I suppose that's kind of a decent world. So yeah, it's fine. What's my favorite band? I don't know. I don't really have a single favorite band. Taste change. I kind of listen to a lot of stuff on and off. The two bands that I come back to are Rammstein and Linkin Park. So yeah, that's me. So, anyone else got anything? Any questiones? I don't really have. What's coming up this week? So I actually have some Gigabyte motherboards. The LL fans are coming out. The video for the LL fans are coming out on Monday. A nice-ish cheap BitPhoenix case, and a 240Hz monitor giveaway that I'm going to be giving away as part of the video, and I'm also going to be giving away the BitPhoenix case too. So yeah. Check out System of a Down. I've heard a couple of their couple of the songs. They're nice. They're in one of my many Spotify playlists that I listen to. So yeah. Matt, have I tried anything herbal for my pain management? I have not. I think there was some sort of oil that I just keep getting recommended, and you can buy it in Holland and Barrett. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll try that out. So I need to go to Holland and Barrett and try that out. But yeah. Do I ever play Theme Hospital? If so, look up Project Hospital. Let's hope EA don't shut it down. Okay, I don't, but I've never played it. I will look it up. Also, actually, so what's everyone's thoughts on Battlefront 2? Because that was a cluster. Yeah, that was fun times on Reddit. Move this up a bit. Whoop. There we go. It was a great beta. Okay. What do you think about the microtransactions, though? Because that's really the kind of core of the I suppose the controversy. Because I think most people enjoy the game. Most people think it's a decent game. I think most people are just annoyed that it's not available to everybody unless you like grind like hell. So yeah, still a bit low. There we go. So, voice break? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, my personal thoughts on it, well, see, the thing is that I wasn't all that annoyed until they did the AMA, and then I got more annoyed because the response was basically, we don't care that people can continue to pay to win as long as we can adjust it so that most people kind of feel like it's okay that other people are like murdering them like insanely easily, and they can kind of progress. Like, yeah, I think I agree with you, Aaron. It's a free to play style, but AAA price tag. I think that I don't mind stuff like Overwatch and CS:GO and Battlegrounds loot boxes and stuff like that, because it's purely cosmetic, right? I don't play Overwatch, I could be wrong on that one, but as far as I'm aware, it's cosmetic. So that sort of stuff is fine, because it means that people like it means that a smaller percentage of players can pay as much as they like for, you know, these aesthetic items, and the rest of us continue to carry on getting free DLC, free updates, and all that sort of stuff. And it means that instead of doing the COD, you know, way of things, which is everyone has to pay, you know, like between 40 and 60 pounds or dollars or euros or whatever to start with, and then you have to pay another like 60 or so pounds just for all the map packs afterwards, and then a year and a half later they've stopped supporting it, and then there's another COD game out with something like Battlegrounds, and with CS:GO you pay once for the game, and then you pay, if you want to get free like what you got, like cosmetic items only, and then it's fine. Like, so I think you got the ball rolling as other publisher thought this makes money, break the games. CS:GO has to stop, and that is cosmetic, and there is evidence of kids gambling online from £3 to £500 or more. I don't quite know what you mean there. Also, Liam, why do you think Battlegrounds boxes, loot boxes, are stupid? Hello, Stavo. How are you? Brimfin, you think loot boxes should be restricted to free-to-play MMOs? Fair play. I mean, what do you think about if they are cosmetic items for something like Battlegrounds or something like CS:GO or whatever, that then being a good revenue source so that everyone else can continue to get free DLC and stuff like that, and the company still gets to make money from continuing to support a game. Like, for me, that's the nice thing about stuff like CS:GO's, the way CS:GO has implemented it, is that it means that a load of people can play the game, and the game is still supported years later with new content, and then yeah. Overwatch got it rolling, then publishers like EA and Warner Brothers thought, let's make a game that revolves around them, and with CS:GO and gambling sites you're referring to. Right, okay, so yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely, like, there's gotta be age verification for, like, depending on what level of gambling you're talking about, because I know there's a lot of websites that revolve around gambling specifically, with loot boxes and like items and stuff. So like those sort of third party sites, I'd probably agree. I'm probably talking out of my ass for a lot of it, but yeah. I mean, on the Battlegrounds loot boxes side of things, because that's what I have the most experience with, I'm personally fine with that, because then, yes, they're obviously still making a lot of money from like straight up game sales, but even when game sales dry up, they'll still be able to continue making money, which means that they can continue to make more maps, more bug fixes, more, more features, more guns, more whatever's, more game modes, all that sort of stuff. Which for the price of some people buying some boxes within game, you can't even, like, without going on the Steam market, you can't even buy Battlegrounds loot boxes with real currency. You can't go and buy battle points. Verification online with AJCM is a joke. Like prawn sites. Are you 18? Yes, or put a false age in. I remember on Steam, because Steam was also terrible at age verification. It was like, even just to view a game, like an 18 game on Steam, it comes up with like, what is your age? And for like basically 10 years I just put like 1980 and it was fine, it just worked. But yeah, I don't know. You put 1942? Wow, that's impressive. Good, so I'm glad that as a group of young people we're all admitting to fraud. You should have signed up that old. Gaming at 100. Oh. They should do stuff like showing a picture of a pencil on an old cassette tape and said, does this combination make sense? Yes, Liam, you need to go to prison now for admitting to fraud while you're still a minor. It is a serious offence to put in false details. So it is. It depends who's enforcing it. And what the governments of the world care about at any particular moment. How did this go from like chatting about loot boxes to we're all admitting to fraud? See, this is the thing, that like all the government spying, they don't need to bother spying. Just watch live streams, jeez. Check the chat. Not all of us are, don't generalize. Alright, well maybe if you were old enough that you weren't, at no point were you aged young enough to be a minor while on the internet, fine. But you're too old for fraud. You're never too old for fraud. Anyone want to do over EA? EA games on Steam, buy them, get the game, enter on Origin, then refund on Steam. Does that even still work? Because I know that they pulled a load of games, like, and like I actually had Crysis 2 on, what was it? Steam, that's the one. Don't know, I forgot that. Yeah, I had Crysis 2 on Steam, and then they're like, we hate Steam, we're building Origin. I was like, great, can I still play it on Steam? No. Hello. Oh wow, this chat. Jeez, right. So let's cover John's comment. Sorry if you've already answered the question, but what GPU do you recommend for the price range £200 to £300? I can't remember what price GPUs are anymore. 1060, I guess, because 580s are pretty expensive at demo. Yeah, 1060, 6 gig. That should still be in that sort of price range, maybe. Other comments. You can't put your natural age on prawn websites, otherwise you'd be getting heart warnings and ads for beta blockers. Impressive. They pulled some, but others, like The Sims, you can still do it. I got in before it happened. Okay, fair play. Fair play. Prawn sites. Picture verification with a tell the age app would work Although I reckon people with baby faces wouldn't be happy. Yeah, every time you clean shave, you have to like re-enter verification that you're actually not, 12. Yeah, I mean, Liam, 90 Ti, depends. You're probably looking at a used one. Yeah. And Aaron, the 390 is a temperature and/or energy whore. So, yeah. I mean, it's still a decent card, but yeah, you have a baby face and you're Asian, so no beard. Nice. I just don't. I mean, I did shave this morning, so I am a bit babyface, but yeah, I still can't, like, no bush develops up here. Hello and welcome to the TechteamGB Tech live chat, where we talk about pubic hair. Stavo, and especially in this chat, I feel like you should specify the region you shaved. I assume his face. He is only 14. Yeah. I know it is. Have one lol. The power color one that was stopped from production due to power and heat. Thanks, AMD Radeon. Nice. I think my friend Phil has a 390. I think it might be a 390X. Something like that. It might be even a 290, 290X, but same card. So yeah, fair play. I want a beard though. Yeah, it's always the things you can't have that you want the most. Dear, your face. Good. I'm glad that we sorted that one out. I see OCK has finally got the 8700Ks in. They've been pre-order for ages. Have they actually got them in? Because I know that they were like kind of trying to get them in. I know they have Vega cards in stock because I took a picture of them. So, are they the pre-binned ones, or are they the retail? So pre-binned, not in stock. So they have 7 8700Ks in stock plus one pre-binned 5.2 gigahertz guaranteed chip. So nice. Oh God. So right, let's carry on the chat. Town didn't. You have any intel on Intel? Heard something good is coming after the new year. So my understanding, and this is rumor mill, so no one dare quote me on this, otherwise I'll kill you all. Is that right? TLDR. What are they called? Coffee Lake. Coffee Lake. That's the one. They were rushed, if you couldn't tell. And if you couldn't tell, the Z370 boards are basically identical to Z270, and actually, thanks to a statement from one of the ASUS marketing heads, or like whatever, they are basically only different in that Intel has manufactured a difference between them in the Z370 only works with 8th gen chips. So it's fishy in and of itself. But my understanding is that sometime around January you're going to be seeing some new chips that are almost identical to the current chips but with new chip sets. That is my current understanding. Don't quote me on it. Okay, you all. Right, solder lids. That is an interesting one. I actually had a conversation with Overclockers UK about this the other day, and basically my understanding is that some of the factories that Intel use to manufacture the chips don't have the equipment and capability to solder chips. It also saves them like $5, $4 per chip in terms of like BOM cost to put the crappy thermal paste in it instead of even just decent thermal paste instead of solder or even liquid metal. So that's my understanding, and basically that's never going to change, or it's not going to change for a long time, and I will continue to expect to see non-soldered and pretty bad temperatured chips for the next probably it depends what Zen 2 does, but probably for the foreseeable future. Nades Gaming, I'm not going to say it, but you're right. Oh yeah, so Aaron said pre-bin stuff is great, the prices aren't. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, 8-Pack, like Ian 8-Pack actually goes and tests all of the chips. So like that's actually a lot of his time that has to be spent overclocking chips and testing and seeing how well they do. I think they also delid them as well. I'm pretty sure, like again, my conversation with clockers, they like delid basically everything that isn't in a retail box. See, the interesting thing is that Intel are okay with them doing that. So yeah, Aaron, I agree. I mean, Intel made $14 billion in profit a year ago or 2 years ago. So yeah, it's like the fact that they're so worried about $4 per chip, and especially considering that. So this is interesting. On the retailer side of things, they like, so Overclock HK, for example, makes basically no money on a standard chip. Like on a retail box chip, they basically make no money. That's why all of the prices are almost identical everywhere you look, because they just physically cannot cut costs. They buy them at basically the price you see them, and they sell them at basically the price you see them. So that's kind of interesting. But even after all the R&D costs currently anyway, my understanding is that it's like a 50% profit margin for Intel on chips. Like, that's my understanding. I could be wrong, could be misinformed, but that's my understanding, and that is crazy. You got a cheap 3570 and it's hell of a CPU, overclocks like a champ. Nice. That is, especially at that nice low voltage, that's pretty awesome. You should probably talk to Thomas about that, because he wrecked one. Let me just bye. Yeah, anyway, so that's awesome. Extra Jeopardy in the Silicon Lottery. Nice. If you're an Intel investor, you'd be happy with 10% profits. Yeah, I mean, I think the difference is that if you're currently an Intel investor and you're seeing that 50 or 60% profit margin per chip, you're not going to be happy with 10%, because that means that the amount of money that you get goes down. What are the alternatives? What alternatives are there to Intel and AMD? I did a whole video on that. You should check that out. I spent like 30 hours researching it. Please go watch that. But the TLDR is none, because patents mostly, and especially nowadays, you're literally looking at 5 billion transistors per chip. Yeah. Good luck. Stavo, wow, you're CIA. Can't quote intelligence from Andrew. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Nice. Did I miss anything? I probably missed something, didn't I? I don't know. I probably didn't miss anything. You have a 6600K Z170. Is it worth getting a 370 and an 8600K or even an 8700K? what GPU do you have, and what are you doing? Are you just gaming? Ooh. Did you see Intel using that guy's patent and didn't tell him, and it's a security issue? No, I didn't. What's what? That's news to me. But yeah, Kiln, I think. What graphics card do you have, and what are you doing with your PC? Because if you're just gaming, no. Spend the money on a better GPU. Yeah. You have a 1060 6 gig 8 gig RAM, only play COD, but more like Adobe. Okay. What in the Adobe suite are you using? Are you using Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop, Lightroom, SpeedGrade, Dreamweaver? I don't know. Do they even still make Dreamweaver? I guess they don't. God, I used Dreamweaver in my IT class in school. Jesus Christ, that was... Lightroom, Photoshop, and Premiere Pro. Okay, so personally, I use 1700X, and it's pretty awesome. I like it. It's good. I also use it with 1080. I game and video edit, and I'm very happy with it. That would be my personal recommendation. But then again, I don't know. It's hard to kind of determine between, because with the 86 and 8700K, they're decent chips and they're going to do a little bit better for gaming, but especially with the extra 2 cores, you might have a nicer time with video editing and stuff like that. And also, especially with the 8700K, you're going to get a lot more heat and power usage. Whereas with a 1700 or 1700X, you can save a bit of money. But if you're happy with going with it. And also the what you call it? The 1700X plus a B350 motherboard is going to be less money for similar performance in most things. So that might be interesting. It's an open source architecture that they used. Didn't inform him of them making billions because they failed. Hackers and governments can get into PCs easier through a setting on the chip. They failed to inform him. He could not let them know about the flaws. Okay, that's weird. Is that something to do with the Intel management engine? Because I know that the management engine has been like hella interesting to see fail. Thank you. I will see you next Thursday as well. Staff with a Riz, a Dreamweaver CC 2018. Really? That's impressive. I mean, considering that like Squarespace exists, I'm surprised. I kind of want to download it just to see what the deal is. See you, Liam. Yeah. I think it was pronounced Adobe. Lol. So after Coffee Lake is Ice Lake, and what will be next? Cannon Lake, as far as I'm aware. That's the 10nm one. I was thinking a 7700K Samsung NVMe SSD on current mobile. Do you think that's a wiser, cheaper choice? See, with video editing and stuff like that, I don't know that a 7700K will be a massive upgrade for you. I mean, realistically, I don't think that it's like, if you overclocked your 6600K, I think you'd have a pretty decent experience. And yeah, throw in definitely, you only have 8 gigs of RAM, right? So yeah, definitely grab up at least 16 gigs of RAM, and yeah, grab like an NVMe SSD, and maybe even spend the rest of the money on upgrading a GPU to like a 1070 or 1080, and you might have a really nice rig. Hello Ben, you're back. Took you an hour, but you're back. Could be that said something about chip management. Yeah, I've seen a lot about the Intel management engine and how utterly terrible it's been recently. especially on server side, where you can basically compromise an entire system very easily. Like there was one exploit where you basically you could hack any server running the Intel management engine with literally just not putting a password in, and that would count as a buffer overflow and crash the protocol and go. So you mean buy, not just grab, you know, for legal purposes? Get a Samsung SM9 blah 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 961 because they're basically 950 Pros and green PCBs. Yes, they are, but the 960 Pros are a little bit faster as well. Your tablet is an A6. Cool, that's nice. Always wait Intel to make a new processor lineup till I brave to put my money on a new PC because I want blisteringly fast PC for esport. So Cannon Lake 2018. From what I understand, Cannon Lake is like still a while away. You're probably looking even 2019 or 2020 at this point, just because of how much trouble they're having with 10 nanometer. So yeah. Because my understanding is that basically the smaller the process node, the closer and closer you get to the 5 nanometer limit, where you physically cannot etch silicon that small, otherwise the silicon literally just falls apart. So, oh, I broke the chair. There we go, fixed it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to wait for Cannon Lake, fine, but it's going to be a while, I reckon. This is my understanding. That was it, but it was discovered that it affects the OS too. It was the architecture. The guy made it back in UNI in the 90s, and Intel built on it. Okay, yeah, fair play. I think it was. The actual Intel management engine affects the entire system, including the OS. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Am I a GTA gamer? I do have 1,500 hours on it, so probably. Haven't played it recently though. I wonder if AMD will start using HBM on the CPUs in the future too. I was thinking about that, but I don't know that the operating systems are ready for that sort of tech yet. I don't know if they can make use of that, and I don't know if even if AMD did implement it, why would they want to put RAM in CPUs? Well, because it would act as a true level 4 cache, because the closer you can get to the CPU, the better. And the only reason that we have RAM like the way we currently do it, which is that far apart from the CPU, is just because we need cooler clearance. But with like the closer you can get the RAM to the CPU, genuinely the quicker it is. Like you're genuinely talking about nanosecond differences, which is what your cache latencies are. So yeah. I have that as my boot drive at the moment, Samsung Eminent 2. Cool, nice. Do I know of this new game called Call of Duty World at War 2? I know of it, I don't care of it. CPUs already have caches though, yes. Why don't they make those bigger? Because each CPU architecture is different, and how they use the caches is different. So level 1 caches are rather... They're fairly fixed, and there's no point in making them bigger because you don't store anything in them long term. It's super quick in-out operations, and you're really storing a couple of, like a set number of operations. Like the CPU literally cannot operate fast enough to fill all of the registers and execute all of them. It's just, even at 5 gigahertz, it still doesn't matter. Why don't they make L3 larger? Because again, it depends how they're using it, and it also depends on the latency and how the CPU is designed. Because if you have a stupidly large L3 cache, then that has to be either split between cores, which means that you've then got what's it called? I can't remember the term, but you've got shared cache, which is a problem. because then you have to have synchronization between the cores, and if you don't share the cache, then you need to just have a whole load of cache, and that means way more power usage, way more size usage on the die, and connectivity as well. Being able to actually connect it all up is also difficult. So, but with something like HBM on the die, that would be like a true level 4 cache, and then the RAM would be more like a level 5 cache instead. Your friend bought a 7700, feels so bad after seeing Coffee Lake launch. I don't want that to happen to me because the real core is still 4. Glad I chose Ryzen for current CSGO setup. Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, it depends what you do, because if you bought a 7700 and he only games, then he's actually still got the best chip. But, you know, if he like video edits and streams and stuff, then sure, that might be a bit of an issue, but whatever. Yeah, I'm not paying more for the motherboards anyway. What do you think the next big change will be in the way our computers work? Probably AI on literally everything. That's my current prediction. Someone asked me last week, and I was like, AI. Yeah, like a real heavy focus on like everything having some sort of AI assistant. We're already seeing that with phones and stuff like that, but actually having like everything from your keyboard to your mouse to your I don't know, toilet seat, I guess. What the hell are we talking about technology anyways? I don't know, maybe it's in the name. Right. Sort of like a Java system? Yeah, kinda. It'll probably be all split up though, so it'll probably be like you'll have an independent AI system for your mouse that's independent to your keyboard, that's independent to your, you know, toilet seat. Have fun, killed. Right, so I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm in pain. I need to go to take some more painkillers and stuff. Yeah, Kerto, no, go away. Go actually try and be hard, like be good at making videos. Yeah, don't use Dolce & Gabbana's logo as yours. Yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Fun times. Alright. Anyway, yeah. See ya. Stavo. Prawn sites?